da Paco, caro de papo, caro de da, que da papo, caro de di papo, que da poco de da, caro papo, caro de, caro.
Hallo?
Phillip!
Hello?
Hey! Darling, hi! How are you?
What are you doing there?
Playing ukulele? Practicing? Because we have a live stream now. Are we already
That's
on?
great. I'm here. I hope
that's
so.
good.
I have an appointment with live stream and I'm here right now in Bayern. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
What are you doing in Bayern?
I'm searching for nightingales or other fine, great singer birds. I don't know. All the
Do you
different
find
things.
some? Do you find some?
No, I found a chihuahua in the garden.
Oh, that's good too. That's amazing. I mean, a
Yeah.
chihuahua is nearly a bird. I mean, it's nearly the same size. I need to. Well, it's a little bit cold. You know what? It's a little bit cold here, so sometimes I will put on my jacket. So sorry for this. And sorry, I really had a great camera picture. But then we had some sound problems, and it's easier to solve them with a smartphone nowadays than with a lot of technology when you go on these platforms. So, I said that before I said hello. Brothers and sisters out there. Hello. Salon Fähig is back. We missed you very much. Very much. We missed you very much. This was a very long winter. Phillip, what did you do this winter?
I tried to learn the banjo, but I failed. Then I tried to learn something else, and now I'm here in the stream. Yay!
That's nice. Okay, I mean, so we still do what we kind of normally do.
Yes.
We try to learn something serious, and we have guests. We have you guys, I think, on Twitch. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us here. We have Raphael Lenz, who helps us. Oh, I need to look here. Yeah, we have Raphael Lenz, hi Raphael, who will help us in the chat. So if you have questions, Raphael might answer them, and I have someone here who will tell me when you have some questions in the chat, and we honestly will try. I promise we will try to answer them, but not alone. We also have some people who really know about Nightingales, because this is the subject tonight. You have no idea. Here in Berlin, you go into a park, everywhere sings the Nightingale, and it's so beautiful. And even here in Nirgendwo, we have a Nightingale close, so as a neighbor at the Berghain. So if you had any chance to come to Berlin and listen to the Berghain Nachtigall, he's singing right now. He normally starts at 11 in the night, yeah? And he sings beautiful. And I'm not sure whether we can hear him next year, because the last years we couldn't hear him because the Berghain is so loud when it's on. And right now it's closed. So, and I'm sorry for everyone that the Berghain is closed, but this Nightingale, he really plays their heart, and I really hope for him that he will succeed. But Phillip, are our guests already arrived? Did they already arrive?
We have guests that arrived.
Yes.
And you said that you would introduce them, but I'm still waiting for that.
Oh, okay, then I do that. Sorry. I'm so excited because we had these sound problems that I want to introduce them. So you can ask questions in the chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being with us. And one of our first guests is the amazing Sarah Darwin from the Natural History Museum in Berlin. Hey, Sarah. Oh, I see you there as well. Hey, Sarah. Welcome.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi. How are you doing? Wonderful to be here.
Wonderful to have you. It's an honor. So can we go a little bit like that? I can see. Thank you. Now Camilla is sitting in front of the screen where I see all of you, and that makes it sometimes a little bit more difficult. So Sarah studied biology and arts and does research about nightingales at the Natural History Museum and our connection to nature, and figures out new narratives about nature. That's right, Sarah. Or did I describe that right?
That's right. Yeah, really everything about humans and nature, but particularly the nightingale.
Yeah. Why? Do you have any reason for that?
Oh boy, where do we start? I just think there's something extraordinary about their arrival. They bring the spring with them and the fine weather, and they bring this energy and buzz to Berlin like no other creature does, probably except for the Bergheim, of course.
Not right now, but it will. It will come back, as everything in Berlin, and as also nature does always. And you wrote a book about nightingales, right?
Yes, I'm going to show you the cover of the book.
Beautiful.
And I think somewhere you'll probably have a link to it. But we've got rather a lovely map, and you can have a look on your map, and you could probably, Ines, put in your Bergheim nightingale on the map. Yes. So please go to the museum bookshop and get your nightingale book.
We will, I promise, because I would like to have
Wonderful.
This book. And because we collect crazy stories about animals, as everyone knows. Okay, and thank you, Sarah. And we will hear from you about Darwin and the nightingales. And our next guest is David Rottenberg. Phillip, can you let him in? There he is!
Of course.
So great to be here.
Yes, it's such an honor to have you. David, may I introduce you to our audience? David is a professor for philosophy and music at the Jersey Institute for Technology. Did I say that right?
New Jersey Institute of Technology. Yes.
The more important part is he's a professor. Isn't that amazing?
No, the more important part is that he likes to play music with nightingales. This is important.
That was the second thing I wanted to say, because this is how we met. And this is the thing that amazes me. David figures out new ways of connecting with nature in making music with it. And that's just stunning. I love it very, very much. David, you made music with whales, with all kinds of bugs. Right now you are communicating with cicadas, right?
Exactly, such as, this is a very big cicada. This is a more Chinese kind, this is a Chinese cicada. Around here they're smaller, like a little smaller, and coming out only once every 17 years.
And how is their sound?
Oh, they go like, Pharaoh, Pharaoh. And when you have millions of them, literally millions in one area, it just sounds like.
That sounds good. But they can never sing together with the nightingales, because there are no nightingales in America, right?
Very sad. Yes, they will never meet. It's a tragedy.
But we don't want to have the cicadas here, so. Yeah.
No, not today at least.
No. So, okay, we have that. You wrote a book about nightingales in Berlin, right?
True.
Yes.
Yes.
And you also made that film, and I have a funny sentence in that film. Check the film out. About making music with nightingales in Berlin with Berlin musicians. It's actually a very exciting project.
I've gotten a lot of comments about your sentence, actually. It's one of the most commented on sentences in the whole film. But we won't discuss what people say about it.
I kind of know what they say.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's like, Phillip, it was this moment, I made music with the nightingales, and after that it was like, they sang back.
Actually, that's not what you say. You say, they made me so happy tonight. That's even better.
This was a typical Ines moment. That was so, at that moment I really felt that, and I never think about how that, I think a lot of people found it funny, so that's okay for me. Okay, we will have.
It's one of the best lines in the whole film.
I'm very happy to contribute to that. So, do we have Monika and Ole here already, or do they come in later? Steffi, is Ole and are they here? So let's have them too, because they are in the park here in Berlin. I don't know in which park they are, but they look for nightingales tonight for us, that we have maybe some live nightingales. Ole and Monika, are you there? Can we help you? No?
Yes. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's real.
Okay, very good. We found a very nice loud bird here, so we'll just let the bird do the talking for us, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Thank you for being here. You're welcome. Great. Sounds good. She's here. The nightingale is in the house. Yes. Unfortunately, now we need to go on, but we will go back to that nightingale later.
Exit stage left.
But he sounds beautiful. Okay, we go on because
That next audition come in. Okay, no. And the next one. Where did you find this character? Right.
which character do you mean? Me
You know,
or
this is
Phillip
like
or-
audition. This bird comes in, next bird.
Yes.
Who gets
Well,
to join the circus?
Yeah. Well, it's always a good question. Who is allowed to join the circus is a question we discuss a lot here.
I'm allowed in the circus. I'm a circus artist.
You're in
I'm gonna
charge.
dance with the nightingales.
I
You
hope
make
so.
it possible for
Yeah,
me, please.
right.
And then you write a
Yes.
book about me, because I'm also the Berghain nightingale at the same time. I have so many talents to give.
I know.
Okay.
But
Is he
before
going to
you
get
do-
in? Is that bird going to get into Berghain? Is he on
It
the
depends.
list?
If I put really
Yeah.
black eyeliner this way and I look really depressed, then yes. But then I would not be a nightingale because she's happy.
Maybe.
You see?
But I think the nightingale has the right kind of dress for the Berghain, because one of the fun facts about Berghain is you only get in when you really have the Berlin dress code. And let me tell you, it's never being really dressed up. It's always a little bit more, let's say, if you're black, that's good. If you're dressed black, it's very simple, shouldn't look too expensive, maybe a little bit sexy, then you have a chance to get into the Berghain.
When I was in there once,
You were-
listening to this incredibly loud sound, someone came up to me and said, "What is the matter? Do you fear the music?"
And what did you say?
I didn't have to say anything. Nothing can be said at such moments.
That moment is just perfect in itself.
I just was with the sound, as I would be out in the forest, in the parks with the nightingales. In Berghain, you do not fear the music. In the park, you do not fear the nightingale. It's just there.
That's a beautiful connection. Great. Now we go, but now, thank you for that. And David, you're very welcome here. And now we have Sarah here. Phillip, can you have Sarah in the big screen and all of us on the small screen?
I
Small
think I
screen.
can. It just takes a couple of clicks for me to do that.
And I say hello to everyone who is out there. You can ask us questions. I'm very grateful that you joined. And then here we have Sarah again. Perfect. Sarah, I mean, what a luxury to have you to explain us something about nightingales
Well-
and what they mean for Charles Darwin.
Oh yes. This was such an exciting thing. This was one of my lockdown reads. Was, if I may say,
Okay.
reading a bit more Darwin. And
Good.
so I think we all probably have a bit of an idea on what Darwin's theory of natural selection was. This is an important mechanism for evolution. Individuals that are most suited to their environment are the ones that are successful, and most importantly, are the ones who breed and have lots of young. And those young inherit the characteristics of the adult. But when Darwin saw a peacock feather, he wrote that it made him feel sick, because of course the peacock doesn't really fit with his theory of natural selection. So he started thinking about what could it be that would select for a peacock with that extraordinary wheel, all those feathers in greens and blues, and the peacocks are really not able to fly very well, so they can't escape predators. That surely wasn't a very useful thing for natural selection. So he came up with a theory, and with the help of the nightingale, he came up with a theory of sexual selection. And the two things that the nightingale helped contribute to, one was that these little birds, they're migratory birds, and they're spending their winters in Africa, and they're flying north to Europe and the Middle East for spring. And the male birds arrived at least a week to 10 days before the females. And why did they do that? Well, they do that because they're looking for the best spot. They're competing against other males to find the best mating site and the best singing spot and the best place to lay your eggs. And they're there setting up shop before the females arrive. So that was the first thing that the nightingales helped Darwin with. And then the second thing is he pulled in lots of information that other people had observed, citizen scientists. There was a civil servant who was out there observing birds, and there were bird catchers who were really watching birds and learning about, and Montagu's ornithological dictionary. Okay. And he discovered, contrary to popular belief, that it was actually the female birds that were choosing. So the male birds are doing this presentation, whether it's the peacock with this extraordinary tail, or whether it's the nightingales with this amazing song, and it's the females that are choosing.
And did the Victorians like that idea?
Well, of course, I suspect that probably was quite controversial, really, because, I'm guessing at the time, your wife was equivalent to like a possession. And when you got married in the Victorian era, a woman would promise to obey her husband. So, suddenly having this theory where women are actually in control of who they choose to mate with probably was quite controversial.
Well, for some it's still controversial, but I think we are over that. I think I could never do a vow where I say I would obey someone. I think that wouldn't work out for no one. So, okay. Is there something else to say about Darwin and the Nightingales? Did I?
Well, I like to think so. Darwin lived for all of his married life, pretty much, in this lovely countryside, this beautiful, beautiful country area with little country lanes, and he'd have heard the clip-clopping of horses' hooves outside his house. But it's actually the Nightingale hotspot now, really, Kent. And I like to think that when he went on his walks every day to solve his problems, I like to think that in the spring he would have been listening to nightingales.
Great. Thank you for that, Sarah. Thank you for. And didn't you tell me that his theory of sexual selection, right? This is what it's called.
Yeah.
It has its birthday. We celebrate
this year. 150 years since Darwin came up with that theory.
150 years of theory of sexual selection.
Yeah, and I can tell you, while The Origin of Species is a really, really good read, I can recommend it to everybody. Darwin's Descent of Man, in which the sexual selection is turgid. It's hard work. That was my lockdown book.
It sounds like an appropriate read, actually.
Yeah.
For the next one, I will prepare to have this book on at home. Yeah. For Phillip, we need the audiobook. Is there an audiobook of that one?
Read by the author.
with Nightingale singing in the background.
Yeah.
That would be very good to just get some inspiration for my next things to learn next to the banjo, some melodies from the Nightingale.
You can learn
while going to Berkheim. I'm gonna sing them just for you guys.
That's great. So Phillip, I see you practicing banjo and listening to the theory of sexual selection on an audiobook. I think that's I will never forget that picture. I really want to have a photograph of that. When you're there, I want to have that. So Sarah, thank you. Thank you for that insight. Let me ask, no, everything else is in the book. No, we spoke already about the book. You showed us already the book you wrote about the night. Yeah, we already have that. And right now you're working in the Natural History Museum, still in the project Forschungsfall Nightingale. And it's and now you collected a lot of data about nightingales, right? People could send you.
We collected. We collected. So using the Naturblick app, which the Museum für Naturkunde created, we collected over 7,000 nightingale recordings. We have a wonderful PhD student, Denise, who is currently working on these songs, and she's comparing them to the Tierstimme Archive, our sound archive in the museum, which has recordings right back to 1920.
Wow!
So she's listening to those recordings. She's seeing which song strophes, these little sections of song the nightingales sing, you can find back in the 20s that you can still find today. And she's also looking geographically to see if there's a difference between nightingale songs in different regions.
Do you already had a sneak peek on the results of this work?
We'll have to wait. You'll just have to be patient, Ines.
This is one of my strengths, being patient.
Yeah, I feel it is. I get that feeling.
Okay, but since you collected so much data, would you say that this is a nightingale that I found in my Easter stash? Would you say that this is one? Can you see it?
Sadly, I can't see it at the moment.
What?
Well, why?
Why can't you see Phillip? Oh my goodness!
I can't.
Are you
see
just see
Phillip
yourself?
Zoom in.
I can only see myself, and I'm bored of it, frankly.
No. You look great.
Oh yes.
Okay, but look.
I like that. Well, nightingales do have a slightly rusty red tail, but that really is a bit over the top.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's a nightingale who wants to be a peacock. It's just trying.
That's good. I thought Phillip could imitate a peacock that wants to be a nightingale, or the other way around. Phillip, which way around you would prefer it?
All the ways are fine with me.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that insight. Sarah, thank you 1,000 times for this.
We have one question where somebody asked, how far back are the recordings? So we've in the sound archive in the museum, we've got nightingale recordings, I think from the 1930s. I think I'm right in saying.
Wow.
In the Wellcome Museum, they have the very first nightingale ever recorded, stuffed next to a gramophone, which I saw on display. Yeah. They recorded this bird, they shot him, stuffed him, stuck him next to a gramophone. Ludwig Koch was the one who did that. A German, by the way, pioneer in animal sound recording.
And when was that?
I think 20s, I think.
Also, okay, 20s, 30s, yeah.
Yeah, and of course Beatrice Harrison
30s.
was recording in the 20s as well.
Oh, great.
She wasn't shooting them.
No, well, we don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I doubt it.
Give her the benefit of the doubt that she did not shoot
exactly.
them. I mean, this attitude of, I discover it, I shoot it, or I hunt it. I mean, we need to change that. We did that a very long time, and it's a little bit part of our bad attitude we need to change, I feel. But David, you are also, Sarah, thank you. And David, you are also an expert in you really know your nightingale. I worked with you, I saw you working, you really know your nightingales. Can you make some typical nightingale sounds? Can you mimic them for us, that people really know them in nature when they see them in the Berlin Park, hear them in the Berlin Park?
I will, as soon as I get this thought off my chest, this idea, pity the poor peacock, the poor nightingale. They are burdened by such beauty. They suffer, and these females are just constantly, not even one, generations of them, hundreds, thousands, making them sing more, have more beautiful tales, and suffer through the night. All this singing on and on and on. And yeah, they have some cool sounds. They make whistling sounds.
Yeah.
They make like
sounds
clicking
like
sounds. And sometimes you think they want to do as many as possible to prove how cool they are, how tough, how strong. They're going to go. And then
explode.
Of course, the one famous, very sexy syllable that scientists have demonstrated, at least some scientists, that's the sexiest sound. The females really like it. It's like a wah-wah pedal sound, like very hard for a human to make. But one paper said that's the sound the females really love the most.
Okay, I've got an idea.
Really?
Yeah. I would like, so there's one thing Phillip and me are doing. That is, I'm a singing teacher, I'm a singer. Phillip and me, we studied a lot of singing together, but one of the subjects we have together is the following, is the subject of how you find a sound in your body movement. So we discuss that a lot, we work on that a lot. So let's see whether that works with the Nightingale sounds. So David, I suggest that you again make some loop of these sounds, and Phillip will improvise what he thinks the Nightingale movements are about that, because I also hear that it's right now it might be a new subject to study, right? There.
Woo, that was intense. That's a dying one.
We can do more if you want. This could be just the
I
beginning.
think that's great. I'm sweating.
Yeah, right.
I'm sweating.
Good. They get a picture of what they have to deal with, what they have to put up with these birds.
But where is my Ines? I cannot hear you. Ines?
Here I am. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
That's great. Good. I needed to organize a new smartphone here because our interim version doesn't have enough energy. Whatever. But I loved I loved what you did, the two of you. I saw it on the big screen. I saw the two of you on the big screen. Yes.
Finally, I'm becoming Marilyn Monroe.
That was your
time
wish?
to become with that. I mean, with those movements and with this music underneath, I think I will go far.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you will become famous with this, Phillip. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I
how else?
know
Just
that
with
was
playing the
crazy
Nightingale.
movement.
Oh, with David, you told me about this film about Vogeltanz in German. It's this Netflix film about bird dancing. Yeah, me too. The ones who do this. It was incredible.
Yeah, this is just like the Nightingale is just basic compared to these crazy birds of paradise that they've evolved such insane performances and rituals. You know, you just proves there is art, there's dance, there's the evolution of the need to be creative in nature. You know, this is so unadaptive. It's so much sexual selection, not natural selection, that you really have to be
sexual selection
amazed.
also a natural kind of selection?
Well, that's a debate. You know,
Okay.
Natural selection, adaptive. You know, survival of the fittest, like the most efficient, the most useful, the most pragmatic. But survival of the beautiful, which is another book I wrote, by the way, that's the survival of weird, crazy stuff that could never have been predicted. Nobody ever needed to evolve this, but it came because nature loves insanity.
So, well, Phillip, you
Insanity is the word that I was waiting for.
and beauty, darling, and beauty. I mean, this is one of your subjects as well. Okay.
You can think of Werner Herzog asking the penguin scientist in Antarctica. He says, "So doctor, tell me, Are there penguins who are insane? That's the first question he asked this guy. And then later, an insane penguin is shown wandering off to the mountains of ice and certain death.
What does an insane penguin looks like is my question.
He goes the wrong way.
Okay.
He just goes, instead of to the sea, he goes up to the ice. He migrates the wrong way, and you can pick him up, turn him around. He still goes the wrong way.
Great.
Nature does love insanity.
That's good to know, actually, because we are here a collection of a little bit of creative insanity. So, but there's another thing. Where is Sarah?
I can. And
Where's
also, I have an information that our Nightingale is losing the data. So maybe we should also talk to Monika and Ole again.
Let's go for it.
Maybe we go for the Nightingale now. So let's make the Nightingale music now, and I sing the aria later.
Attention. And here we go.
Great.
Hello. We are running a little bit low on phone data here, so maybe we should...
we do the Nightingale song now.
Yeah. Okay,
yes,
connected.
We should.
We'll send you the Nightingale now.
Sarah wants to be part of it too.
Yeah.
It was there. And then kind of avant-garde.
Okay, so I see that we have a little bit of a data flow problem, but maybe you can catch some of the little notes that are picking through.
No. Can you? Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Bravo, Dave.
Yeah.
And bravo, Monika and
Bravo.
Ola.
Thanks,
Thank
Monica
you.
and Ola. You did it.
Yes.
Got it
Yes,
to
you
work.
Thank
did
you so
great.
much, you both.
Monika and Ola, thank you for being part of this. Thank you for helping us, being so patient and helping with all this technology. And actually, you are the ones who are out there with the Nightingales in this. It's pretty cold today in Berlin and wet. Thank you for that.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very much.
getting out there.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
And so nice to hear a little bit of Berlin soundscape as well.
You need to go up.
David, I heard you doing a little bit of a police car, and I heard a blackbird in there.
It's all
and
there. It's all
Yes.
real.
all sorts of other things. That was very nice.
Yeah, you did great. And I think the Nightingale also was performing perfectly. Really.
Really did. The cold and wet did not faze him. He was there.
Yeah, a good Nightingale will never stop singing. That's a great thing, I think. Let's see where we were at. I will skip that and I do the aria now in the end because now we did already your music, David. Let's see what's on this piece. Oh, here's nothing written on. I did that very well. So what do we have? Yeah. Very well organized, Ines. Well done. Who is laughing?
Nobody.
Sorry.
There's no laughter here.
No laughter here. So one of the
funny.
I have a lot of cards I haven't written something on. I don't get that, why I did that. Okay. Whatever. Don't wonder why my picture is so wobbly. The great Camilla is actually holding the camera right now because we have the other solution for the camera didn't work out, and for the sound, and that you don't hear the crackle sounds. You need to see me over the smartphone with my headphones.
You look alive. You're really dancing while sitting down.
Yeah, that's a good
really
thing.
Good.
Always dancing without moving, that's a good thing. Maybe one could do sports. Phillip, can we do some workout like this, that someone is just holding a camera, wobbling around, and I just sit there and look beautiful?
Well, I mean,
healthy.
that works for you for sure, but
Yes.
I don't know if we have a physician on the hand. Maybe my partner. Hello, we need a physician.
We need to ask him. But let's go back to one of the subjects I love about Nightingales. One of the things is they have vocal coaches. Yeah, not just humans have vocal coaches. Even Nightingales have vocal coaches. I think that is amazing, really. And for our times, Dietmar Todd found that out. He's a specialist about Nightingales, and Sarah, he worked here in Berlin, right? Or where did he work? Dietmar Todd?
Absolutely. Yeah, and he started an institute, and several generations of scientists have been studying the Nightingales. And what they've discovered is that Nightingales are actually open-ended learners like humans. So humans aren't pre-programmed to kind of speak and do everything. We have to learn. And some of us, even in our 50s, are still learning. And Nightingales do the same. So the male Nightingale will actually continue to learn and perfect his song for his entire life.
Wow, that's amazing. I try the same. Phillip, what is your your plan for singing? Will there be a point when you think you will be ready or learned everything, or do you think you will go on learning? I mean, what do you plan?
I plan on learning forever because the Nightingale is my biggest role model and I love her. So thank you very much.
Him. It's always him. So when we speak about singing, it's him. David, are you still practicing? Or if I may ask, are you still practicing clarinet, or you're just improvising and feeling it? And so how do you work, if I may ask?
I'm practicing, but I'm very bad at practicing hard music. Like I feel like I practice
really
by playing and playing and playing in new situations. Like let's play with these people or with these animals or in this context, and it's all practice, and I'm not sure where the practice stops and the performance starts.
I agree with that. And some of the elements you can only practice when you perform them. I mean, that's a weird thing. I agree with this. What I like is the fact that in the 19th century, when they really loved their nightingales and they catched a lot of them, they figured out that when you catch the good singers, there are no good teachers left. So, and some of them got really angry. For example, there is a bird dealer. He's called Matthias Rausch. And that's kind of funny because when you study about nightingales, or if you research nightingales in the internet, you always see this guy. Oh, you always see bird dealer Matthias Rausch so put something in the protocol or mention something. This is really a protocol guy, who is with every association about birds and is telling a lot of interest, has a lot of opinions. For example, that the Sprosser, there is the throat nightingale, or what's the English name for Sprosser?
Thrush nightingale.
Thrush nightingale. His opinion is that this nightingale has a nicer sound, has a better song. That was his opinion.
No.
I agree.
That means Rausch was a techno fan, like that. The thrush nightingale is really like a DJ. They don't have like 50 different songs as opposed to 350 like the regular nightingale.
I've got a question about that. I mean, but the throat nightingale, there are more of these than nightingales, or is it comparable, the amount of birds we have?
They live more to the east. The territories do not overlap too much. I believe the common nightingale, the European nightingale, is more common. There's more of them, but neither is particularly endangered or threatened.
Ah, okay. Well, I thought maybe he liked them more because they were easier to catch and so easier to sell, and that's why he thought, let's advertise them. But what I liked about that is, he said, because of these facts, the birds in the region must necessarily lagging behind the average or even worse, because the good singers are long gone. Very harsh judgment about nightingales. And apart from that, this Mr. Hilprecht, who is a ornithologist who knows about nightingales, he wrote something about how to critique a nightingale appropriately. So I want to let you know how to critique that. And later I will sing an aria with some nightingale coloraturas in it. You might judge me on these. Please don't. It's really harsh. Because what he's saying is the quality of the nightingale song is judged by the chosen key, which should be low. The richness and how melodic the sound is, and the modulations. The tours should show a connection, and the presentation of the song should be calm and carried with gravitas. I'll say it's my translation of a 19th century language. But I think as a singer, I don't want to be judged by this guy. He sounds very... What do you think, Sarah, about that? Sarah? Oh, she's frozen. That's not good.
She looks very serious. She looks very troubled by that remark. Very troubling. Yeah.
Okay, but David, what are you thinking about that?
Well, I was thinking what you said earlier is that, one of these guys said, all the good singers are gone.
Yeah.
In the past, they were so much better. And that's typical older ornithologists would say, that back in his youth, then the really good songs were around, and now they're all gone. Another thing you often hear from the more senior ornithologists and biologists, they'll say the older, more experienced birds are much more successful at mating than the young, impetuous, poorly educated ones. So the older, mature, and more well-versed, experienced birds, they have much more mating success, says the full professor of ornithology at the Freie University. You know, he knows about experience.
I mean, well, I agree with you about this theory, about this, that people always say, well, when I was younger, everything was better. Come on, guys. We were younger. We felt it differently. That's it. Sarah's back. Whew.
I just wanted to say, Ines, when I was looking so serious, that you have enormous gravitas. Judged on 19th century experts.
Oh no, your internet connection is bad right now. That's a shame for us. Do we have the problem with the internet connection? No. Oh no. But Sarah, thank you. But you told me about what nowadays, what's the, now I froze. Great. Okay, Sarah, nowadays, what are some of the points on which we judge Nightingales today? What would you say?
Oh, gosh, that's an interesting question. So what are some of the points? So, well, from the cultural perspective, I think the Nightingale seems to mark occasions for people. So people get quite nostalgic when they discuss Nightingales. Often in Berlin, these themes are about people and their families, because, you know, lots of people live so close to Nightingales that they hear them, you know, every evening. So we have lots of themes of sort of family and relationships and partners and love and loss, all these wonderful themes. And so I guess those are some of the things.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for this. I see do I see that quite right, that we are after 9 o'clock here, or after 10 o'clock, guys? What time do we have? Can someone tell me, please, now?
It's
10 minutes.
9:49.
No, thank you. Okay, but still, we won't speak about all the things we want to speak about. But Sarah, you right now do a project about researching Nightingale stories in Ghana, right? Can you tell us something about this?
Wonderful.
That's amazing.
So when autumn arrives in Berlin, let's not think about that yet.
No,
the Nightingales fly south, and they fly, we now know that. Some of them arrive in Ghana. And there on the bushes in Ghana, in the shrubs, they also sing. So we thought it would be really exciting to partner up with a team. So Gilbert Adam, who's been on one of our performances, in fact, a couple of our events, he's got a team of people, and they're going around talking to people in different communities. I'm going to take my glasses off. Talk to people in different, I was just seeing reflection in different communities about the Nightingale. And actually, you know, in Europe and also the Middle East, the Nightingale is, you know, often about love and spiritual things. But in Ghana, northern Ghana, the Nightingale, or the Tula, is quite tricksy. And
that's great.
Yeah, so really, if, for example, a little boy is sent off
Stefan
to do an errand, and then he suddenly disappears and doesn't come back when he should do, he's called a Nightingale or a Tula. So it's really very different.
Phillip, can I call you a Nightingale?
You can call me everything.
Call me a
But you can also call me Tula. That's
Tula.
fine with me.
That's the Ghana name for Nightingale?
Well, there's actually a number of names for the Nightingale in Ghana, and this the Tula is for the northern region of Ghana, where it borders Burkina Faso.
Okay.
Scandinavian roots and stuff, you know.
What roots? Phillip, be careful. We speak about geography.
Yeah, I'm really bad with that.
Not. Yeah, not.
Yeah, Ghana and Scandinavia are not that close.
No, I will explain Phillip that later. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. David, what is your favorite story about nightingales, if I may ask, in the end of this evening?
Well, what you just said made me think of that Fiona Apple song where she sings like, "Kick me under the table all you want. I won't shut up. I won't shut up." So the Nightingales are not going to stop singing. But my favorite story, I think, is about how, when I first heard a nightingale, I was actually in Helsinki. And yes, it was a thrush nightingale, a Sprosser Nachtigall. And this bird, I heard it in the middle of the night. Now it doesn't get dark. It's the summer in Helsinki. And I said, "What is that?" And someone said, "Don't you know? It's a nightingale." And I said, "No, come on, I've read about nightingales in Shakespeare and romantic English poetry. I thought they would sing long, mellifluous, warbling songs. But actually, they sound like electronic music. They sound like DJs. Boo, boo, boo.
Oh, for me, they sound like...
For you, they sound like what?
Well, like coloratura sopranos.
Yeah.
I mean, they sound like a soprano.
Right.
Like that. I mean, of course.
Yeah, that's kind of might be nightingale based, that that's probably nightingale based. Who knows? But anyway, I have a sense that every generation, gets the nightingale song they deserve. They hear something different depending on what we think music is now. Listen to pop music today. There's some really weird stuff out there. All kinds of noises, short-changing things, and that we hear a different kind of musicality. The nightingale, the risk, the noises, the repetition, that might seem more musical to people today than the long, high whistles of another era. We listen to nature and we find what we want to find based on the kind of sounds we are thinking is music right now.
Yeah, you're right. And what I think is we need to figure out a new way how to treat nature, because what we did till now does not work out. We destroy nature right now. And I think I love very much your approach to reconnecting with nature. Sarah, what is your and I'm very grateful to have experience. Sarah, what's your experience? Yes.
Often people sort of say, well, we've got to go back to nature, but I don't think we should go back. I think we should go forward to nature and find a new way of living with nature, enjoying our good lives that we have in the West, and allowing nature to thrive.
You're right with that. I love this. We need to go forward to nature. We should do that. And so also, if we look for new ways to make our lives better, it should always include nature, and it never should harm nature. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to learn that pretty fast, actually. And now I think this whole show comes to an end, and with all the crazy technique here, and it kind of worked out. We kind of made it through. I mean, some of my technology here did not make it, but we will figure out why. I'm grateful for everyone who is
I know
out
why.
there.
Look at that girl holding the phone for us.
This is our reality right now. Yeah. We have
Dark
Camilla holding the
times. These
phone.
are
I think
dark
I saw
times.
Stefan as well.
Yes. So you see, I have all the beautiful flowers. We have everything here.
Oh no, the tone. I killed it. Oh my God. Well, then
Put
I'm
it
gonna
back.
sing something for you now. I'm a nightingale until the sound is back. And until then, I hope it's managed. But thank you from my side. I really loved the instrument that you're playing. It really made me move. And for me, the connection with the bird is really something special, especially if we have only those weird mechanical noises that we are throwing into our ears every day. So the nightingale is giving me some poetry back into my heart, and I really have to say that it's a bird that really mesmerizes me. So thank you for that, for sure. And
we're going to do it in person. Next year, we'll be out there with the bird. It's going to be live and direct.
Definitely. Let's do that. Let's make a date of that.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. That would be very great. And Sarah, I could meet you in person before, and I have to say thank you for the interest, for all the beautiful biological things that we are interested in. And yeah, Nature Pro, of course. Nature needs to come front, back, again. So here we are. We have Ines back. And is she also... She gonna sing a song now. She's gonna sing something.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yes, but before I need to say two things. Thank you to the Nirgendwo that this is possible here right now. Oh, you don't see me. Why don't I see myself?
We see
here
you.
We can see you.
Oh, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. What do we want to say? The Nirgendwo is one of these Berlin places, of these underground places, subculture places. Here happens a lot of art, and also the Salon Fähig started here. Because of the last year, everything changed, and this place can't survive the way it always survived or financed itself with events. Because yes, we can open again, but we cannot make the classic events with which a place like this gets financed. So what we ask is, we don't ask for money, but what we ask for is that you be a little bit aware of us, that Berliners and Germaners check out whether we are still here, whether this place is under threat or is still living. We need your attention to survive. Thank you for that. And have a great summer. I wish for all of you. I thank at this moment Sarah for joining us from Great Britain. Sarah, it's such an honor that you were here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being patient with us and all our technology. Have a great springtime and early summer in Britain. I hope to see you again here in Berlin soon.
Definitely.
Thank you for that.
Thank you all so much. So much fun to see you all. That was really, really good fun.
Thanks.
David, we love your work. Phillip,
Yes.
Great to
can't
see
wait
you,
to see
Sarah.
you.
Can't wait for the
wonderful
box.
to see you.
I'm looking for
Yeah,
that
exactly.
box.
The box. It's on its way. It's on its
right.
way. It's in the post.
Great. So, and also thank you, Sarah. And also thank you, David, for making it possible. I know you have a lot to do right now with Cicadas. It's such an honor to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me.
To present you to our audience, Salon Fähig audience. I really hope they can meet you again in person. And please, I hope so. So it's great to stay in contact with you.
Thanks.
And so after all, I might show you my Handel aria. Did you already know this aria, David? Do you know that Handel wrote an aria where he mimicked Nightingale sounds?
Sing it for us.
Yeah, I will, but I just ask whether you know it. I don't know.
You know, I don't think so.
You don't think so? So something new. I discovered that this winter, when Sarah read about Darwin, I studied some Handel operas. One of them is called Orlando. And in this opera, Orlando is the big hero and all the women are in love with him and discuss who is allowed to have him. But Dorinda, she's just a shepherd girl. She's cute, but she won't get him in the end. But she's in love. So she sings her sad love story to the Nightingale. And she sings with the Nightingale, the typical European narrative about that. So, David, I say thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Now, for having you, I will put off my headphone. Oh no, I have them on. Maybe someone can hold them next to me. Or can you? Who can hold my headphones that I can sing? Thank you. But hold them. Is that okay, sound-wise? Yes. So I do the aria, and I thank everyone explicitly here who made it possible. This is Steffi, Julian, Camilla, and Stefan. Thank you for this. Thank you for making it possible. Thank Phillip. Thank everyone who helped us. You will see us again in Karlsruhe for the Effekte Festival in June. You will see us here in summer about bioeconomics, and in autumn we are back in the museum, and we can't wait to be back in the museum. This will be great. We will speak about bugs. I promise this will be fun. So now, the Nightingale aria. Quando spirito I tormenti amoroso Signore, perché quando piange
dachte, du wolltest mir auch noch Tschüss sagen. Sie kriegt noch die Kopfhörer, aber ich dachte, sie wollte mir auch noch Tschüss sagen, deswegen.
Ja, natürlich will ich
That's
dir
fine.
Tschüss sagen.
I'm like,
Sind
you
die
want
anderen
to say
zwei noch
goodbye
da?
to me?
Yes, I want to say goodbye.
I
Are the
have
other
them
two others-
backstage if you need them.
Yes, I want to have them back. And why do I just have the cold light and not the nice lights on? This is
You
so
look- you look amazing.
cold. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, we prepare
Where are the other
them.
ones?
Sarah
Bring
and
them in
David,
again and say
probably we
hello.
need to get you back. Smile, smile, you need to smile. Okay, here we go. There we are. Oh, that's a good
Sarah,
one.
yes.
That's also a good one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, did you hear the Nightingales in the coloraturas or was it
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes?
Definitely.
good?
Yeah.
So I discovered
Very
that
nice.
one. I hope
Very
to
nice,
sing it
yeah.
one day with the Nightingales in the park or maybe at one of the picnics or wherever.
Yeah.
So now we have the aria. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. I really hope to see you
It was so
again.
fun. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I
Thanks
think
for
in
that.
July. In July, I'll be in Berlin. There won't be any nightingales singing, but there'll be something. We can do insects, pond insects, or we stick a hydrophone in any pond. It's going to sound totally wild.
We go
Or
there.
frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that. I love all of that. So for now, have a great evening. David, you have a
Thanks.
great afternoon. We have a great
Thanks.
evening.
Yeah.
Thanks for all of you.
Thanks
Bye.
a
Hope
lot.
to see you very
Bye.
soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And you take the
Bye.
offline.
And bye. And me too.